Welcome to week 13, Guardian Scholars. Can you believe it? The week after this week is Thanksgiving, so you'll have a full week with no assignments where if you just need to rest, you can rest, but if you need to get caught up, you do have some space there with nothing else due. On If you want to get a hold of me, I will be on vacation, but I will try to check pronto email at least once a day. But just be aware that I will be checking, just not as frequently as usual. But then after that, we have week 14, which is when we're going to be turning in Essay 4. And then week 15 is our last week leading into our final exam. So we'll focus mostly on preparing for the final, which is going to be another writing sprint. So you're going to be so prepared for it. But the other thing is week 15 is a week where I don't have any major assignments. So if you need to get caught up again, or if you want to rewrite an essay that you did earlier that you turned in on time but weren't happy with the grade, you may rewrite an essay and turn that in week 15 as well. Or if you want to rewrite more than one thing, you can let me know and talk to me about it. So we are near the end. Guys, stay strong, finish strong. We can do this. So let's take a look at week 13. So we'll have our normal welcome and preview where this video will be posted as soon as it's uploaded. If you look at the Zoom class, we're going to have the normal link there. I have an asynchronous alternative that is in, but it's not showing, I think, because I don't have it assigned yet. You'll have your embedded tutor session extra credit available again. So if you want to meet with Bria Kuna, please make sure that you show when you have an appointment or cancel the appointment ahead of time, so that other people can sign up and so that Bree is not just sitting there twiddling her thumbs waiting for you. Okay. We do have benchmark survey level 4 up. I'm sorry, I had it last week without any questions in it, and so I realized that I had forgotten to add the questions in. So they are in this week now. They're in. You can get in there right away. And I really appreciate all the feedback I've been getting from you guys because it helps me to rethink how I teach the class. Some things I can change, some things I can't, but I have some ideas already of what I want to do differently next time. Benchmark Conference 4, this is our last final conference, and it is worth 20 points for English 91, but remember that it is intended to help you with English 1A, and so what I'm hoping to do at this point is to talk with you guys probably about Essay 4, but if you still need to talk about Essay 3 or any other essay, I'll be willing to talk with you about that. So it is for 91, but it is meant to be a support for your English 1A. Our reflective journal this week is kind of a little funny. I think it's a little bit fun. I want you to think about preparing for Essay 4 by just getting a little bit looser on this. I want you to think about it as a conversation between Angela Duckworth and what she has to say about grit and the author or authors of the memoirs that you read for the book club. And you could also talk about Street Life if you want, but I do really want your book club memoirs in there. Street Life is optional but not required. So I want you to think about this literally as a discussion. So if you imagine that Angela Duckworth is leading a panel discussion or interview about the role of grit in the lives of the memoir authors. That's what you're going to write, is you're going to write a conversation. You're going to write a dialogue. So you don't have to be super strict about dialogue, but you could say like A or D for Duckworth, and then if you have three little words, you could just have the author's name, and I'm just blanking on it right now. But you could have just the initials, so you could have the conversation going between the two of them with a colon. However you want to do it, but just kind of have fun and really think about if they're talking together about grit, what would they talk about? What things would they point out? So don't stress about it too much. Again, it should be a 15-minute assignment. It shouldn't be something you take too long on. Then the big things for this week, I want you to do the final metacognitive reading log 9. It's the conclusion to Grit, chapter 13. It is the shortest chapter in the whole book, and she's really just tying everything back together. But it's really satisfying to kind of see everything all put together that way. So that is due on Tuesday. on Thursday, you have your Research Quest Level 4, which is actually not involving any research. Really, again, this is preparation for Essay 4. So I want you to think about tie-ins between Grit and the memoirs. And so I gave an example using Rios because I know all of you read different things. So I picked out a quote from Duckworth, and then I picked out a quote from Rios where I thought they were really relevant, where they really connect. And so you might not use all of these. It would be a lot of quotes to have 20 quotes in your essay. But I want you to, it's always better when you're trying to get evidence to have more ideas than you might use in the final draft of your essay. So as usual, I have a downloadable version of this. That's fine, or you can just do this in hand if that's easier. Though one nice thing about doing this in, let's say, in a Google Doc is that then you have the quotations already there that you can go plop and put right into your essay when you're writing your rough draft. So just think about that as a maybe a motivation for not handwriting this particular one, but you may handwrite it if that's easier for you. Okay, so the Research Quest Level 4 is really, and MRL 9, those are really key assignments this week. The Writing Center for this week is where I want you to go to the modules at the VWRC in Canvas, and you can look at the module titled Organizing Academic Essay, Patterns of Organization for Essay Writing, or Developing a Paragraph with Strong Evidence, and pick any DLA that you think will help you. So you get to choose which one you want to do. If you're really confused and you just want me to assign a specific one to you, you can let me know, send me an email, and I'll just pick one and send it to you. But I really want you guys to be able to pick things that really feel relevant to what your questions are. Okay, the other major assignment this week is the Essay 4 pre-write. This one is very open. I want you to spend 30 to 60 minutes on it, and I want you to write at least 1 to 2 pages of pre-writing. And the main thing on this is you could do outlining, you could do free writing, you could do clustering, mind mapping, brainstorming. I am working on kind of a model outline for you guys. This is the first time I've assigned this specific essay, so I'm trying to kind of work it through so I can see where you guys might get confused, and I'll be sharing those things with you. Free writing looping can be really great. That's actually probably one of my favorite things to do when I was in college was free writing. Some of you are amazing clusterers or mind mappers. Some of you prefer to brainstorm, that's fine. But I also said that if you really liked the whole dialogue thing that we did in the weekly reflective journal, you can't just use what you wrote there, but you can extend what you wrote if you want to. I do have the overall prompt available here, the pre-writing models using the pizza pineapples and pizza thing. And that's pretty much it for the week. And then a happy Thanksgiving to you all.